Hello and welcome to another episode of the Black Dog Sports Podcast. We have a somewhat exciting show for you all today. We'll be talking about the SEC decision to return to play. We'll be talking about a certain cornerback for the team whose name I don't want to say. Whatever position, I'm not going to say his name. Y'all can say his name. I'm not going to say it, okay? And then KJ Costello is projected as a first-round pick. So, before we get into the show, I'm going to do what I always do, and I'm going to go to the co-host, and I'm going to start with the senior member for tonight, which is Mr. Derek Thomas. Derek, what's happening?
Man, I'm just glad to be back on here talking Bulldog sports. All states, all these places reopening. Man, everybody just please wear your PPE and be safe out there. Praying for everybody.
PPE?
Personal protective equipment, Arthur.
Please not these academic terms.
I work in healthcare, man. I'm supposed to know.
Got other people don't know this stuff.
Oh, man. I mean, coronavirus been going on since January, man. Y'all ain't never read about PPE and what it is.
I mean, I know what it is. I ain't heard nobody call it PPE.
I've heard it called a face mask, but
and you know things are bad.
Y'all need some learning, no then.
Hey, look, man.
Y'all some learning in here.
I refuse to let somebody who went to Valley tell me about some learning. I shouldn't have said it.
Look.
You know what,
hey,
homie? You know what? I know what PPE is. Now you do too. I taught your ass something. Degree.
Now, it was kind of funny. I actually was talking to, I do a family call sometimes. We do it at night, and I was talking to one of my cousins, and he played football, and I was like, man, like, you get any offers, anything like that? I was like, man, a JUCO, and then he said, he like badly offered me, but he was like, nah, I was good.
I mean, hey, we're not known for winning in football. Not in a long time. I'm okay. I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that.
What about Jerry Rice and Satellite Party?
But you know what? Value winning in football doesn't define the quality education that I earned that allow me to have the job that I have today. So you gotta realize, going to Valley got me where I'm at.
So I
made good money. I got a good house, a nice house, nice car. I'm good, homie.
You was an affirmative action hire.
I doubt it. I doubt it.
You'd be like, I can give a damn less if I was an affirmative action hire or not. I'm affirmatively paid. Okay.
I am affirmatively paid. That is correct.
All right. So, Jeremy, what you got going on over there in the mean streets of Houston?
Oh, no, man. Just trying to stay safe like everybody else, man. And we hadn't had a pod in a couple of weeks, man. So let's go ahead and get after it. I know it's kind of a dry season, so to speak. And it's not as much to talk about other than our latest drama queen on social media. So forward to get into it.
Whose name I'm not going to say. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get into the lead topic, which is the SEC decision. And is it too soon for the players to return? Should coaches be allowed to coach the players? And does Mississippi State need Pacific players? Need players back on campus specifically. All right, we don't care about everybody else, just Mississippi State. So I'm gonna start this topic with Jeremiah because why not?
Nah, I don't think it's too soon. I mean, I think in a sense people got to get back to normalcy, and I think it's going to be necessary. If we're going to have a football season, those guys have to be in shape. And we're going to get to whether or not they can coach the players. The fact they ain't having spring practice, they can't just come back to campus like in August. You wouldn't really be able to start the season on time. So those guys got to get back to training. They can be safe. You don't have to all be in the workout room or on the field at the same time. I mean, they have different machines. You don't even have to – you can work out with two people at a time. They can break it up a certain way. It's not that difficult. So I think you can work it out where the guys even come in intervals at different times. And we're going to do all that because it does show like if people are coming – and you got to think a lot of these guys are going to be coming from different areas too that aren't on campus or in Oxford, Mississippi right now. So those guys going to be coming from different areas. So you never know what they're going to be bringing back. So you will have to be safe, and probably wouldn't even be the worst idea to get them all tested if that's possible.
All right, bad boy, baby. So Derek, tell me the same topic.
I really feel like it's time for them to come back. Not just for football, But just to be around your brothers, be around your family. Eventually, you're gonna have to start back school. If we are going to have a football season, you have to get these young men ready. You don't want to send these young men out trying to have them perform, and they're not physically and mentally ready to play the game. So I would love to see them back on campus. Maybe we were back on campus, we wouldn't be having all the drama we got now. But that's for later on in the podcast when we get to that topic. But I'm ready for football players at Mississippi State and everywhere else to be able to do what they like to do is, be around their football coaches and be around their programs.
Right. So that was rather harmless. Now the second topic is about a certain member of the secondary who I am not going to name. If the other guy decided he want to name him, I personally did not want to even address this clown
we're
and,
not there,
and
we're not.
traitor and turncoat.
You skipped over 2 questions, but okay.
Okay, yeah, sure. Should coaches be allowed to coach players?
Explain what you mean, Jeremiah.
Over the summertime, coaches aren't allowed to have interactions with the players or coach them technically over the summertime. Of course, the strength coach can deal with them and things like that, but they're normally not allowed to coach them. So I wonder if the SEC is going to make a special – because spring practice, anybody that's played football, I'll tell you, that's an important time. That's when your starters get determined. That's when you work out the kinks. And that's why I'm going to get to the part about – and we probably can roll those 2 questions together. Does Mississippi State specifically need this? You got to think we're instituting the air raid. It isn't just – yes, the guys are already used to kind of coming out of the spread, but it's a whole different philosophy. The actual spread option we've been using we've been a running team. Like it's still a running offense. And coming to the air raid where you're changing, you're really going through a complete philosophy change. So that's something that's going to, as Fleet said, it's going to take a lot of practice. So it may force, if we don't get early practice and don't get enough time over the summer, it's good that KJ Costello will probably be there and we'll get a chance to get, I was looking at some highlights of him. He looked good and we're going to get to him later, but we need to be able to get that timing, all those things. I could see us starting the season off a little sluggish. I hadn't looked at the schedule in a while to see who all was on our schedule early in the season, but if we don't get the proper reps in, they could start off very sluggish with an offense like this.
Yeah, bad boy, baby. And does Mississippi State need players back on campus specifically? So, Derek, you can take that one there. You can address the one about the coaches if you want to also.
Everyone's going to start out sluggish, not just us.
Right.
As far as coaching them in summer, I do agree. You're going to have to modify your coaching schedule because no one had spring ball. And especially you have all these new coaches, who have to implement their systems. Those programs are going to be at a disadvantage versus the other programs who have had coaches for a while. So, and with us implementing, like you said, Jeremiah, an offense like the air raid, where we have not been a traditionally passing team, where that has been our weakness since that Prescott has left. It was our weakness kind of
most of our existence.
Most of our quarterbacks, yes. For the majority of our lives, we have not had a strong passing offense, which is what Coach Leach likes to do. So I do feel like you're going to have some leeway here, make some changes to your rules as far as coaching in the summer. Because what's the purpose of letting them back if you're not going to let the coaches implement their program? So that's going to have to happen.
Mm-hmm.
What you think, Arthur?
I don't care.
You got an opinion?
I don't care. I wish I could make something up. Well, I tell you what, I was watching the Last Dance documentary. That was fun.
It was.
I binge watched all 10 episodes.
Talk about that,
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I guess we're wondering who was the snitch choreographer of Michael Jordan.
Probably both, because he was there all the time. I went in the room and the whole team was up in there snorting coke and had hoes up in there. I like, Lord.
Hey, what y'all need to do now is find that interview with Charles Oakley that he did with the guy from Fox Sports.
I did watch it.
Later. You saw that? Oh, my God. Charles Oakley is awesome. Even though I hate the Knicks, I love the way he played the game, and he spoke some mind. But, let's get back on track with Mississippi State sports. Arthur, where are we going next?
All right. We're gonna be tied that dude from the secondary who was a turncoat. And
Benedict Arnold.
I
We're
mean,
gonna call him number 2, like Bill Parcells would do.
No, hell, no. We're not gonna call that Deuce is a special number to me. So not right now. He cannot. We're not gonna call him number 2. We're gonna call him that player in the porter. We're gonna call it.
Why?
You know,
Why is number 2? Why?
That's my cousin number.
That safety up north.
Yeah,
whatever. So
all right. Yeah. Oh, that's still TSUN. Okay, cool. So, why is the safety up north leaving Mississippi State other than he's a drama queen and a buster?
Now we ain't say that. Somebody tweeted that and said that. We just repeating it. So don't nobody try to sue us in court for what we saying. You know.
That's not liable. It's just an opinion. He's a public figure.
I know, but I'm just saying.
It's not even liable.
Old boy overturned his conviction for that. So.
Okay. All right. So I guess Jeremy say he want to speak first. So go ahead.
I think that. I mean, we want to break it down just the actual reasons why you would be thinking about transferring. This is just the practical part of it. You have Terrell Buckley that's up at Ole Miss. He went there. Some maybe mentioned that maybe he didn't want to play safety, which I don't necessarily think is the case. Because he was projected at
in high school.
I was about to say
bad. I'm sorry.
Okay. So he was projected as a safety coming into college. So I don't see why that would be an issue. You look at the fact Jaron Ely and Don Domingo, who he tried to get to come to Mississippi State, and that was kind of in the conversations for a long time, up until the end. I don't know if they ever really seriously considered coming to Mississippi State. So you look at that, and I think it's some reasons where you could say it just don't make a lot of sense because he was projected to potentially start alongside Marcus Murphy. And even Murphy, I thought we were supposed to build a legacy. And I don't know, he could eventually change his mind. Maybe he wanted some attention, but as we kind of alluded to, we talked about before the show, the fact that you put on an Ole Miss shirt, especially giving out rivalry, and I don't care what team it was. I don't care if it was I'm talking. Even if it was UAB, even if it was UAB, I think it's still bad. It's just a bad look. I understand you're a kid, you're trying to do all that, and honestly, none of that probably happens if COVID isn't going on. He's on campus. At this time, the school year would be over at this point. But none of this, I think, happens. But the fact that we're in COVID and all this idle time, you want to hang out with his boys, ain't got no more free time, probably not actually doing no work. So he's just chilling, and then they get in his head or give him a few. I don't know.
It's all just go ahead and say they gave him a few dollars.
Now, I'm not gonna say that. Maybe. So we throw out tempering or anything like that, and that's probably the next question. But I want to take a moment to kind of make this point. And we talked about this before the show. I know there's a lot of fans out there right now, and I know it was mentioned about, whether it's a coach Leach losing his job, and a lot of people say there's a lot of bitter feelings over what Leach did, which is true. And we even got asked by a couple of guests and different people about that at different points over the last month or so. And even while we didn't ask them more about this, but I think at some point people got to learn how to just move on from this situation because it's only going to do bad to the university right now. You can't fire Moorhead and then go get rid of Mike Leach over a tweet. Yes, it was a bad look. We know that. But as far as I'm concerned, it's done now. Let's move on because you're not doing anything to help the program. You're not doing any of those things right now. I'm not saying shut up and play football and do all those different type of things, but it does the program no good. We're recruiting well. We're bringing in good quarterbacks. They're doing the right things, I feel. Leach made a mistake. Let's see if he grows from this. He isn't tweeting anymore because I'm guessing Cohen shut all that down. So my thing is, let's wait to see how Leach responds going forward. Now, if he say something else stupid and whether it's some Republican mess, foolishness, that's when you might go, all right, look, man, we gave you a chance, man. But we know what we signed up for. We can't sit up there and be shocked by this.
Yeah.
So.
May I speak now, sir?
Sure. Why not?
Well, Coach Leach has ended his tweet, I guess, ban or whatever, because he was on the John Cohen podcast. So he is tweeting again. So he pulled a Smokey, when he go away, he gonna tweet again, But in regards to the safety in the portal, when he first declared, when the rumor was first declaring him going to the portal, I supported his decision to transfer, because players have that right to transfer if they're unhappy or they feel they could play somewhere else. Um, so that's what the transfer rule is for. That you have rules and regulations to abide by that. But when the rumors or some facts came out of why he was transferring, I really don't have a problem if he went to Ole Miss if he feel like he's happier there. But the way it went down with, just because you're working out with some guys from Ole Miss, the pictures that's been posted with the Ole Miss shirt, like Jeremiah said, then the photo with the land shark symbol. I mean, first off, I'm looking at this not from a fan's point of view. I'm gonna take this in from a teammate's point of view. That's disrespectful to your brothers who you spent sweating tears with for the past year. You know what I'm saying? Balling out with and preparing for this season with the difficulties that we have going on. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we have lost some transfers outside of this young man if he decides to stay. He is thinking about possibly going to Oregon to be reunited with Coach Joe Moorhead. But I look at it from the teammates' point of view. The disrespect is shown to his teammates by doing that. I'm not even worried about the fans because I'm looking at it from that point of view, and that's where I'm going to stand on that because, he has a right to transfer. Was he tampered with? Don't know. But why would you want to be a Maroon, win the Egg Bowl, transfer up there and lose the Egg Bowl, get your butt kicked by us? You know what I'm saying? But you ain't even going to play this year if you do that. Leaving a potential starting position to go sit the bench just to play with your friend. You know what I'm saying? And then, people have been Twitter lives forever. Someone said that he's not going to leave until he wins a Thorburn Breeze a championship. You know what I'm saying? Then some teammates have spoken out. Jeremiah, I know you don't like that. That's free speech. They have the right to do that. And it's good to see some players speak their minds. But the player in the portal does have a right to transfer if he sees fit. I would be hurt and disappointed if he did go to Ole Miss, simply because I'm a Mississippi State fan. I don't want to lose a player to Ole Miss. That's like the ultimate Benedict Arnold backstab A2 Brutus moment to go to Ole Miss from Mississippi State. I know some players have done it. We took Promise Taylor from them. It's happened. But, man, no, we don't do that. I'm done.
Okay, so the next question was, how big of a loss is that player up north?
Actually,
that safety up north?
Skip the question, actually, but
man, okay, tampering, sure, whatever. How many years probation will Ole Miss get for tampering?
Give him the death penalty, darn it.
No, I don't
Give
even know
it to him. Drop the hammer. They got away with nothing from the freeze debacle. They didn't even get hammered like they should have got hammered. Drop the hammer.
This dude has clearly been tampered with, okay? So as far as I'm concerned, whatever happens to him happens. So, Jeremy, what you thinking?
Well, I think, honestly, if he had just decided to transfer there and he hadn't put on the Ole Miss, because that's going to be something that's going to be submitted. You all on the campus. So it looks bad. And there's a reason he deleted the tweet. But I think it looked bad that he actually did that. And then now that Fabian Love is going to reverse course and then go for one point, I think he even announced that he was going to Florida State. Now he's going to Ole Miss. Like,
is that a fact yet? Is that reported?
I don't know. I'm just saying it's out there. Like, I'm not saying anything.
It is out there.
Okay, so now Fabian Love might be looking like he's going to be rerouted that way. Then you can say, okay, there's the T-Book connection, but guys just don't go from Mississippi State to Ole Miss or Ole Miss. That just don't happen. So it's going to look bad. And then the fact you tweeting deuces, Ole Miss, all this different type of stuff, I personally don't think if they go there, it's going to be immediate investigation. They're both good enough, or maybe they'll just chance it. But at the same time, I can see him just ending up somewhere else or back at Mississippi State. I think it's going to take a lot for him to come back to Mississippi State, though. Like, because he got to do a lot of apologizing, but the players, dudes, they might be done with him.
Here's why I feel like I wish we had a player, a former player on tonight to ask that question. How do you handle something like that I mean, how do you get the trust back of your brothers? By committing the ultimate, Judas. That's what this is like. It's like Judas.
I feel like I feel like the perfect guy to ask this question to would be Dale One. I'm like, does somebody have his phone number? Like, he would be so.
Send this link to his inbox now.
He would be so perfect for that. Jeremy, you got it.
Jeremiah, so start calling me that. But I actually have his number. I could text him and ask him.
And then we can come back to that at the end if it takes time, because I'm just curious, how do you come back from doing something like that? I don't get me wrong. I know these young men have been recruited by these schools to Kingdom Come. They have, I guess you can say, gear from other schools. But when you're a Mississippi State athlete, they outfit you with plenty of Mississippi State gear. You have enough clothing to wear to where you should not have to wear another school's logo. Definitely not the in-state rival, and like my good buddy Steve says, we play the Egg Bowl 365 days a year, not just on Thanksgiving Day. It's a constant. It's constant. There's a guy in one of the Mississippi State groups I'm in. Dude named Brian Knox. Mississippi State Ole Miss groups I'm in. Every morning he makes it his business to post bull about Mississippi State. It never fails. Every day, that's what he does. I'm like, bro, do you ever get up and not think about posting something negative about Mississippi State? He said, no, it's his. He just does it every day, like it's a job, like he gets paid for it.
That's what AJ does on a regular, so he can't really get mad at him for it.
I mean, I really think that if he had a job that could pay him to post negative about Mississippi State, I think he would take that and be happy as a damn clam.
Now, Jeremiah, or whatever you call yourself these days, Moot. All right.
Okay.
What is that supposed to mean that that's what AJ does? I don't post about Ole Miss that much.
Yeah.
Not as much as this cat. Every day, this guy
but you see the thing
is posted. And then he just, y'all know Ole Miss got that hockey club, right? We had the Bulldogs hockey. Ole Miss won an SEC championship in hockey. That's an SEC hockey club. Ain't no SEC championship in no darn hockey.
We won the
Knox. I'm Knox. I'm calling you out.
You won the what?
We won the Ultimate Frisbee National Championship.
We did?
Yes, we did.
He keeps calling the SEC hockey club title that Ole Miss won an SEC championship, and it's not. He's just obnoxious with it, and he has the correct name. That's why I call him obnoxious, because every day he's posting something negative about Mississippi State. That's why this in-state battle between Rebel and Bulldog is something that never ends.
And there's a black person tweeting about saying something about.
No, he's white, but it doesn't matter. He's white, but it doesn't matter. He wakes up and he posts something negative about Mississippi State every day.
I mean, it is what it is. I still remember when I went to this minority conference when I was in high school. I actually got into Ole Miss, ironically, but I went up there and I remember I was on the Mississippi State website while I was up there. They're like, man, folks will hurt you around there. I was like, hey, I don't care. I'm folks from playing. They was like, man, you tripping. You on the Mississippi State website, why are you up here to Ole Miss?
Man, fudge Ole Miss. That's on Nation. Y'all know I went to Ole Miss, and going to Ole Miss actually made me hate it more. Like, I would have thought that when I left, I would have been more sympathetic towards him. No, I passionately hate it more. Like,
it's where's your Ole Miss graduate degree? Is it hidden away?
It's around. This is my graduation cap from Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Anyway, so where was I? Oh yeah. So how big of a loss is the safety up north? I say that this young man did not have Mississippi State in his heart, and that if he wants to transfer to Ole Miss, then he is a loser, and not as a person a loser, but as far as like, he has that losing mentality like Ole Miss has. So maybe he belongs there. You know what I'm saying? Because if he want to go over there and he want to hike his leg up and pee and all of that good stuff, and if that's what he wants, if he want to go to a school where the band is playing Dixie and crap like that, hey, knock yourself out. have yet.
Or
So,
him.
so
I just got a text back from Dale One.
okay, what do you say?
He said he got time, but I'm trying to put him on Ole Miss.
Awesome. But like, don't get me wrong, the young man is talented, not just as a defender, but as a wide receiver. Which, if he did struggle as a defender, he can move over to wide receiver where we are drastically under talented,
They can
and he
have
could be
them.
a help. Yeah,
They
he
can
could be a
have them.
help in this Leach wide open offense.
They can have them.
So, I don't know. Like a Jeremiah said, some people trying to say that he's one to follow T Buck. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, this is a slippery slope simply because of, he has a right to transfer, and we all hate Ole Miss. So anywhere but Ole Miss. Go to hell, Ole Miss.
Well, the feedback, the info I just received said apparently it is about the relationship with T Buck is why he going to Ole Miss.
Oh, okay.
Well,
so,
but still, you can have a relationship with T Buck and still be a player of Mississippi State. Don't get me wrong. Darcel McBath ain't no slouch. Now, granted, I had a discussion with someone in the group about this, comparing T Buck and Darcel McBath. Now, when you look at career and fit as far as mentorship, yeah, T Buck, Mississippi guy. College football Hall of Famer, Super Bowl champion. You know what I'm saying? Was your position coach for a while, and then you have Darcel McBath, who did play in the NFL, but he was going to come with Coach Leach, no matter what, because he played for Coach Leach at Texas Tech. He's worked his way up Leach's staff. There was no way Coach Leach was not going to bring Darcel McBath to be the cornerbacks coach.
He's not even his position coach.
Let me finish. Like you said, hush.
I'm correcting you. He's
Quiet.
not his position coach. He's not his position coach.
Be quiet and let me finish. Okay.
He's not his position coach.
I'm going to get to that. Be quiet and hush. God darn it. So, we brought in Jason Washington to coach safeties. You know what I'm saying? A guy who's a good recruiter. And then also Coach Hughes is going to be assisted with safeties. So even if, he has a relationship with T-Buck, you know what I'm saying, you're going to get good coaching at Mississippi State from the guys that are there. Darcel McBath, even though he did not have the longevity of a career that T-Buck had, and he's not from Mississippi, so what? You knew T-Buck was leaving. If he was going to leave when he left, you should have been a transfer portal then and went. You know what I'm saying? But just last month, he was just all in. So, hey, relationship with T-Buck, like you just said, is confirmed, but he's not going to – is he going to play corner at Ole Miss or go back to safety?
I don't think anybody knows that. I think we don't even know if they're going to let him transfer to Ole Miss at this point. Obviously he's going to be a big loss, but I think if he's a guy that don't really want to be here and he's stuck, because for one, we knew guys were going to transfer because we were actually we were over the scholarship limit. Some guys were going to have to transfer for us to get those. Then we brought in Costello, so we brought in some other guys. Some guys were going to have to leave, so we were going to have some attrition. I think Jones is just one no one expected, and just the way it's done, it's always dramatic, and some of it's because we're in this social media era. I don't care for the way he's doing it. It ain't LeBron-like the decision, but it's kind of, I don't want to use the words I really want to call it. I don't want to use what I would really call what he did, what type of move he pulled. But,
okay.
Yeah, so I think that's what it was. But at the same time, like, he's a big-time player. Like, I think him and Marcus Murphy, I think they've probably been the best safety combination we've had in a while as far as being able to cover the field. We've always had maybe one guy that could cover a little bit back there, and then one guy that was kind of more of an inside-the-box guy. But having two safeties that can really play cover two and really cover both sides of the field, that would have been valuable. So I don't think anybody needs to underscore the caliber of player that he is. And his versatile ability to play, corner and safety throughout his career. He's a guy that he's going to be in the NFL. So, and then honestly, he's probably going to be able to play right away at Ole Miss because all he's going to do is probably cite the tweet. So, as sad as it is, but he's probably going to be able to play right away.
Okay, so
you say he's probably going to be able to play right away?
I wouldn't be shocked. All he's going to do is
Ole Miss.
He's probably gonna cite the tweet.
Nah.
Whatever. That ain't gonna work.
Nah.
Justin Fields pulled it. Remember what happened with Justin Fields? That's why he played at Ohio State. I said that's probably what he's gonna do. I ain't saying that's the reason why, but that's probably what he's gonna cite. To try to get on the field sooner. So.
All right. So we ready to move forward.
Yeah, but I'm trying to see
we'll
what
revisit
Jeremiah
this.
got.
Yeah, we'll revisit this if that one is able to join.
That's what I about to say. Look like you just text him, so I'm trying to see. This dude.
We can't
okay,
sit here and have dead air though.
Yeah, let's keep going. Man, I know, boy. Anyway, KJ Costello projected first round. Will he be the anti-Stevens? Whatever that means.
I guess I phrased it the wrong way.
Okay, once again, yeah, Jeremiah, that's yours.
No, I was just saying because obviously when Stevens came in and essentially what I'm saying, well, he's a guy that lives up to the hype, or well, I don't even know if Stevens had hype, but he kind of does what's expected. Like I think when Moorhead brought him, obviously I don't know if Tommy Stevens really ever had a chance, but obviously a grad transfer that comes in and make a huge impact. Stevens, in a sense, he did some things, but he didn't make a huge impact. Costello is a legit projected first rounder. So, and I was even looking at a film study from Matt White earlier. I was like, man, this dude's legit. Got hurt last year. It's a great fit for what Leach wants to do. He's going to be motivated because he is a projected first rounder. Never know. We might get a guy that mess around and it's a top 10, top 15 pick. So, I think I like what he brings to the table. I just hope he gets enough time with the receivers to really develop their rapport. He's going to be the guy. I don't think anybody questions that at this point. KT's gone, so we ain't even got to worry about that debate or anybody even throwing that out there. Garrett
Schrader?
They've even thrown out Garrett Schrader might in a red shirt, so I don't necessarily know if he's a factor in that situation. I think at this point, I think it'd be fair to say that KJ Costello is better than Garrett Schrader. This isn't like a KT Tommy Stevens thing. This guy hadn't played, or this guy has played. Costello is a legit starter. The guy's a projected first rounder. There's no reason for anybody to play over him.
Hey, no Colin Kaepernick though. Tommy Stevens' throw at the end of the half against Kansas State is still one of the prettiest passes that I've ever seen in my life.
Well, according to Kendrick, anybody could have thrown that.
Man, Kendrick is like one step above Ricardo half the time. I'm just putting it out there. Like he said some asinine stuff too, and nobody ever gives him a hard time about it. Y'all take it for a few seconds because my battery is dying, so I gotta go get my plug. So, Jeremiah, I know you could talk about this forever. So yeah, have it.
All right, Derek, I don't know if you had your chance to share your thoughts on it. Do you think?
Okay. KJ Costello, I think I watched him when he was at Stanford. He is a true passing quarterback, and I think having him as our quarterback in Mike Leach's system is going to be a great stopgap for next season after KJ Costello graduates. Having someone come in that's rated as a potential first-round draft pick, that's unprecedented. We definitely didn't have that in our last quarterback transfer, but that young man still got drafted, and he may be able to carve out a role with the Saints. Is he the anti-Stevens? Yes, because unlike Tommy Stevens, he played a full season and it was successful. The only thing that makes him similar to Stevens are the injuries. But he's going to overcome those injuries at Mississippi State. I feel like, that's not going to hinder him. He is a quarterback that can come in here, and had we been able to, implement Leach's system, and then KJ come in, if COVID hadn't hit, I think we would have been hitting the ground running, potentially winning 8 to 9 games next year with him at the helm. Because I feel like our skill positions was going to rise to the occasion, like other Leach teams have when there has been issues with the coach's behavior, something that he said or done or tweeted or posted or whatever. Leach teams have overcome his miscomings as far as when he's done something wrong that people dislike, that kind of may draw on his character. You know what I'm saying? So he's a winning coach. I think adding KJ Costello is a coup because, the only thing about adding KJ Costello that we is KT is gone. But I feel like KT should have left anyway. So bringing in a quarterback like Costello, who is just a passer, which we haven't had. Even with Dak, we've never had a passer. Like the only pure passing quarterback that we have had that I feel that did not meet his potential because of an injury was Tyler Russell. Tyler Russell was a pure passing quarterback. That was his strong point. So now we have another pure passing quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And I can't wait to see what he does in the room. I think I don't know if he's going to have a Joe Burrow effect. You know, maybe that's something we could talk about because the top 10 quarterbacks of the decade did come out. You know what I'm saying? So we are talking about quarterbacks or whatever. So
I'm going to let you finish.
You know,
Go ahead, finish.
I'm just saying, yeah, I'm not going to, I'm just saying maybe that's for a conversation for another day. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think he's a great addition. He's not the anti-Stevens. You know, he's totally different from Tommy Stevens because he has played quarterback at a high level in college where Tommy Stevens had not.
I can't let this rest to another podcast. Joe Burrow didn't have a Joe Burrow effect. So that's just let's say have a Joe Burrow effect. Why is people talking about Joe Burrow like he's some mythical quarterback?
I watched Joe Burrow.
He had a mythical season. I witnessed it.
And the dude played quarterback at LSU. LSU has always been a place that had hellified good receivers and dominant defense and running backs and everything else. They always ended up with quarterbacks who was ass. So
if you look at the season where he came in, and from this season, it's a drastic improvement.
Go ahead. I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
I mean, I'm gonna say I saw it. You know what I'm saying? I went to the games because I cover LSU for the station that I volunteer for down here. So I got a chance to see him improve game to game and season to season from a year ago. Do I think he's gonna set the NFL on fire? I think he's gonna get a rude awakening for his rookie year. You know what I'm saying? Because LSU this was LSU's year. You know what I'm saying? They ran through everybody. You know. So I think he should have been voted the top quarterback for the decade. I've won.
So my question is, how many guys off of LSU's offense are in the league right now?
A lot.
All of them. I'll leave it there. All right, so
not all of them. Some of them stayed.
the ones that were eligible. My bad. The ones who were eligible. I think one guy didn't go pro. Every one of the guys that went. I mean, we ain't talking about like 4 guys. We talking about like 10 to 15. So I mean, come on, man. Like come on, man. I mean, seriously. So I don't know. But back to Costello. I guess we didn't necessarily get to the question, but like Costello, I think we should be giving him a lot more love. Like I think Costello deserves a lot more hype. This isn't like when Stevens came in, a guy that was unproven. This is a guy that's proven that he can play. And even before he got hurt, he was playing well. And then you put him in a bleach offense. And we got a few nice receivers. We don't have a bevy of receivers, but you don't really need that to be successful in the air raid. You need about 3 or 4. And the fact that we do have good running backs with a Colin Hill, and I forgot our backup, Lee Witherspoon, and then got some of the guys we got coming in like Jaquavius Marks and the kid from that school, St. Joe, Dylan Johnson. So we got some really good running backs. So I think he got some pieces that he can work with. So I think he's going to be able to I mean, we got a projected first-round quarterback, and nobody's really even talking about it. You got a guy that's projected. Mississippi State has never had a quarterback go in the first round. Dak is obviously doing what he's doing, and, you know, Dallas needs to give him his money. But at the same time, he wasn't a first-round draft pick. We got a guy that potentially could come. But the thing about that sets a tone. We get a guy drafted in the first round, especially with Dak doing well. Then you get Tommy Stevens got drafted, and now you get another first-round quarterback. Regardless of if he was built or trained up at Stanford, he becomes an NFL quarterback from Mississippi State. So I think people should, and thank you. That will start. They don't even play like that. That will actually start, like, I think a chain reaction of when you get 4-star quarterbacks. That's going to start. You get good quarterbacks, you are going to win. And right now we're set up for the next 5 to 6 years to have 4-star quarterbacks. Now it'd be nice if they can go get Ty Keys, but, you know, that's just me. But I like what we have right now, though. We have to get the receivers, though. So that's the main thing.
You know what? I mean, since you bring up Ty Keys, man, I mean, the young man at Starkville High, Luke Altmaier, You know, he was recently rated a 4-star quarterback. And like you said, we are set up for a while as far as with commits. But these are just commits. Commits can decommit and go elsewhere. So should we be also recruiting this local kid whose father has a professional connection to Mississippi State? He's local. Everyone with the bat for Rufus. Why are we going to bat for Luke Altmaier? And the kid can spit it. Threw for 30 touchdowns, over 3,000 yards passing. He's about the same size as the kid from Texas. Mike Leach just has a relationship with that kid from Texas.
Of course.
So should we also be keeping Luke Altmaier warm in case Greek or Robertson decides to stay home?
Nah, but I don't think
no
so.
case for Luke Altmaier?
I mean, we've seen this movie. We've seen this movie before with these big schools and Starkville, West Point. We done seen this movie before, so why are we even playing it again?
Thank you.
But you want us to go to Taquis? Why not Altmaier? Why not the kid down the road?
What are you talking about? I mean, I'm just saying we've seen this movie before, so I'm just saying. I mean, how many Starkville High players have actually? I don't even care if some Starkville High people listening. Where's
Gabe at? Well, I need him.
I mean, other than Willie Gay, they brag about him, but other than Willie Gay,
oh my God, how that mean? Did y'all see the story about the fight between Joe Burrow and the safety at LSU? And you know, Mississippi State players were tweeting about that. People were tweeting about that. It just was, you know, and how they did poor with that. I know we're getting off topic a little bit. How fans
podcast people do that.
Yeah. So, but did y'all see that? What y'all think about that? Our fight compared to the LSU fight.
I think it's probably different because I think in a situation, it seems like it was a lot of stuff with Schrader and Willie Gay has baggage. We don't even know who the other guy was that he went after. And a guy like Joe Burrow, I mean, you want to see your quarterback have a little bite. That's just like when Cam Newton went after that corner. Nobody looked at Cam like he was a bad guy. But the players probably looked at Schrader worse at the time. Like you said, that game. They probably gained respect for Joe Burrow because they probably was soft. I mean, I ain't gonna say why they really think that about him because he might look a certain way. So like the quarterback is always considered soft. So I mean, they probably was like, oh man, Joe Burrow got a little bite to him. Like, all right, man, he a rider. But like Schrader was like they're looking like him, like he was a colorful word that people use. So it's like so I think. The fans look at it different because Onions is just keeping it 100, which most of our fan base is white. So looking at Willie Gay, he had the whole Tudor Gay, kind of got like an aggressive personality. So, they want to brand him a thug because, obviously because he's black and he got to fight with a white quarterback, he must be a thug. So, I mean, that's just our fan base. Now. So, yeah, very rich one. So, I mean, we Black Dogs Matter podcast, so let's keep it 100. He hit a white quarterback at Mississippi State. And our fans are quick to just want to brand guys to Bernardo Sidneys and all these guys that have done these things in the past. They're quick to brand them thugs whenever they make a mistake. But, we act like we're more involved than Ole Miss. In reality, we're not. Like, maybe we don't go and steal players or pay players to come from one program to the next, but we do the same ignorant stuff.
I agree with you. I can agree. Racism is everywhere. It's not just at Ole Miss. It's at Mississippi State. I'm not afraid to say that. You know what I'm saying? If anybody has a problem with it, man, you can look in the mirror and just look around. It's there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not just in athletics either. I'm not going to speak on a situation that I know of, but it's everywhere. Not just in sports, not just in football, not just in athletics or whatever. So, yeah, you're right, Jeremiah. I'm glad you made that point. It's going to make a lot of people happy, I think, You
got to call it like it is. And, I mean, we know it's still some things. Obviously, it's a reason that we have a podcast. That really even should be a Black Dogs Matter podcast. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't even have to be where it's like that way. Now, I feel like some people are showing us love, and I still appreciate Steve coming on our pod. And, hopefully we can get some of the other guys on and having Coach Leach and being able to do all those things. But you shouldn't even have to have that. That's kind of emblematic of what our fan base is. The whole group began because AJ wanted to create a safe space for us.
Got something to say, Arthur? Come on, speak it out.
I wanted to say that in all reality, we say that Black dogs matter, but there are people out there who would say that all dogs matter.
You know what?
Now, I'm not going to call any names, but there is a podcast out there.
Not anymore. It's not going anymore. Arthur.
What had happened?
Are you trying to be funny?
I really don't know. I seriously don't know. Oh well,
It might come back one day.
but yeah, you know, all dogs do indeed matter. So
We had some fire theme music though.
So did y'all have creative differences?
No.
You got somebody white? Oh, stop.
No. No.
I just imagine he got.
I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be real with you. You know, Stubbs has some health issues, and so you know, praying that my guy gets better. He's doing better. So it's not what you think. You know, we're still very much good friends, and it's possible we may bring it back. You know,
that's what I was thinking.
Sometimes things happen in life. You know, I had fun hanging with him. Hey, he paid me, y'all. So he paid me. I got paid through that podcast. Stubbs got sponsors. You know what I'm saying? He doing it big, you know.
And he
has a nice little gig that he has. So, you know, and again, he paid me. I got paid.
I ain't gave y'all jack.
Exactly. So, you know.
We can't even put out a consistent podcast.
It ain't nothing to talk about.
So I got paid, homie. You know,
because
he creates palm, man.
Check this out. Sometimes we do podcasts like this one, and they turn out like this.
You know what? Y'all need to have a conversation after this show over with. Y'all besties have y'all little fight.
I ain't even hear what he said, to be honest with you.
We ain't got Arthur, not Arthur, Ricardo, Gabe, and Kendrick on to add more commentary.
So, there's no commentary to add, dog.
So is there one gonna be to come on, or we're gonna do it another day?
Nah, we just been texting back and forth.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, we're at the end. Anybody have anything else? I mean,
all right. So,
the most entertaining. Just
first of all,
talking noise.
I want to send a shout out to all of the like I say, all dogs do matter. I want to send a shout out to some of our Facebook, not Facebook, Instagram followers. All right. So check this out, because there's someone like they some real dudes. All right. So check this out. Crap. It's one dude. He always likes like every freaking thing that I do. And Terry Rusty, okay, Terry Rusty 2 to be exact. He a real one. He always like everything. Caleb Clement, we went on his podcast. Well, I went on his podcast one time. You know what I'm saying? Real dude. You know what I'm saying? Let me throw out some people from out the inbox or whatever. Oh, this ain't nothing but women who inbox I slid into. So.
Oh my God, Arthur, no. You put too much business out there. You know, folks gonna see this. You gonna get busted.
Wait, hold on.
Hey, while Arthur over there looking, man, I just got an inbox from former Mississippi State assistant coach Johnny Harris, who says she would like to come on our podcast.
Oh, that's beautiful. So y'all heard it here first.
Yeah, so you know we're gonna talk about her time at Mississippi State, and you know.
Yeah. Wait a second. From Twitter at CatDoc12, she is a big supporter, retweeting all that good stuff. Andrea Spate, I believe he's in the group. I probably said his name wrong, but F it. It's somebody else who I was about to mention, and this person is like always super duper helping out. We actually got members now. That's cool. A lot of people consistently following. Oh yeah, I knew what I was about to say. The cowbell dude, the Bell Smith. Yes. Big supporter on Instagram, always liking stuff, commenting.
So you gonna make your Black Dog Sports Podcast
cowbell? Oh my God, I have said that I wanted to be all black and then have the Black Dogs logo on the front, like on top, like all matte black handle, black everything. It is gonna be so beautiful, so beautiful. His cowbells is a little bit expensive, but I'm a fool with them. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how much it costs, because you know that's a vanity project if I ever seen one. Who else I need to shout out? Not Mississippi State related, but I do have a former student who got a track scholarship to Auburn. And in his case, I'm just proud because you know at the school that I taught at, there's a lot of kids who get caught up in a lot of different foolishness and stuff like that. And I always told this young man, I say, you're gonna have to make a choice. I say, you can either be the fastest dude getting baskets from the grocery store with you talking about, yeah, man, I used to be the second fastest high school run in the country. And they're going to be like, man, you capping. I say, or else you can decide that you want to leave all the bull crap alone and do something special that nobody around here is doing. And I mean, he out there making moves. He about to be on the plains, War Eagle and all that good stuff. It's a shame that he's not going to be a bulldog or whatever. And I still thoroughly hope that Mississippi State wins every track meet against him or whatnot. But I wish him personal success. It's just like when my classmate Quentin Rose went to Auburn, and he went there and like set sack records and stuff like that, But I was rooting for him the whole time. But every time they played State, I was like, he can go straight to Hades. So,
but then you have a young man that committed to Mississippi State from Forest Hill that you know.
Basketball. In basketball, yes, I did. I can't even think of that boy name. It's like Keandre something. I don't know. But yeah,
he's the number one rated recruit in the state.
Okay, I got a colorful story about that. I told it in the group, but I didn't tell it on the podcast. So his freshman year, we had it was a junior. He was a junior. He was a 3-star prospect. They called him Crunchy. His real name was Darius Marshall. So Coach Brooks had came to Forest Hill to see this boy play. And for whatever reason, they had dude guarding Ladarius. And he was like throwing his ball out the way or whatever. He was also hitting threes in his face. He driving to the hole on him and stuff like that.
Talking noise.
Yeah, talking noise to him like, yeah, you soft. You soft. You sorry. The scout came to see you. Then he's here to see me now. I shouldn't have said the N-word, but whatever. You get the point. That's what they said. So, and if you ever been to Forest, you ever been to Forest Hill practice before? Their practices are really, really, really intense. Like, they practice as if it's a game. And so I was watching the practice and I said to myself, I was like, that boy is right. I was like, he came here to see Crunchy, but I say after this practice, I say he is on their radar. I was like, I wouldn't be surprised the state end up recruiting him more than Crunchy. And surely enough, you got him coming to Mississippi State. Crunchy went to USM, and I think right now he's at like Holmes Community College or something like that. But yeah,
Keandre Montgomery.
Yeah, that boy can play. I mean, he can play.
Well, I'm gonna guess. How tall was he at the time? What is he, about 6'6" now?
He's 6'6", 190 now.
Yeah.
I'm guessing he wasn't as tall then.
He was about that tall. He was always tall, but I'm going to. There's other layers of it that I'm kind of aware of that I'm not going to speak to. But he can really, really, really play basketball.
So we got us a steal, right? Yeah. If Howland don't mess it up, right?
He can play basketball really, really well. Now, there are some off-the-court stuff that I'm a little bit curious about, but he can really play ball. If
we can hope he matures.
If he can hold it together, then yes, he is a steal. If he can hold it together, the boy, is a 5-star prospect, can be one of the best in the country if he holds it together.
I almost like, well, maybe we can talk about it off the air.
From a talent standpoint, he got it under control. So, kind of like I was talking about with the other boy, Dante, when he was at Forest Hill, I was like, you're going to have to learn to leave a lot of that other stuff alone in order for you to be successful. And just like a lot of kids who come through Jackson, that street life and they friends who doing this, that, and the other and stuff like that, they have to learn how to tune a lot of that stuff out. If they can tune it out, then, and that's the thing about working in Jackson, that a lot of these kids, the kids that I meet in JPS are some of the most creative, smart kids that you will meet.
That's right.
It's a lot of
speak on it.
It's a lot of social and cultural stuff that gets in their way. Stuff that they might have going on at home. The stuff about, let's all go hang out at the blah, 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 and folks get to shooting and, all that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If they learn how to leave that stuff alone, the smoking weed and smoking spice with their friends and stuff like that, and not robbing people, stuff like that, if they can leave that stuff alone, then they good.
Man, no, so we was kids. The worst thing you can say, as long as you ain't going out too late on Friday night and getting
Oh nah. In Jackson, like, it's nothing for me to be in class and be like, I hadn't seen such and such in a long time. Or I come to school and the kids would be like, let me tell you what happened to so and so and so. And they be like, went in real life robbed somebody. Like,
oh, wow.
I had a student I asked him, I like, hey man, I ain't seen you at school. Where you been? Here? Like, oh, I beat up a cop.
What, he Quentin Culberson?
And I had another student broke into somebody's house a couple of days before he was graduating. I had a student who helped some people rob Dollar General.
Oh my God.
I had a student who broke into somebody's house and took a dump in there, and they had the whole thing on camera. We had some students who went on a carjacking spree, like all kinds of bizarre stuff. And so, like I say, they have to learn how to not get caught up in that type of stuff. But like I say, really, really brilliant students. I have taught in more schools in JPS, and definitely the kids I have in Jackson are like really, really super duper creative. They're good kids, but a lot of the times they need somebody to cultivate their gifts. So that's all I got to say about it.
And that person is you, right?
I mean, of course, because I like to try and make an impact in these kids' lives. And, a lot of them don't know anything outside of, as I tell the students, I say, when you grow up in a certain environment, it's all you know. And so you don't think there's anything odd about it. So, like, I grew up in Greenville, and I tell them all the time, I say, the environment that I grew up in isn't that much different than the environment that y'all in. Because, like, Jeremiah can attest to this. When I first got to Mississippi State, I would be talking to them about stuff that we had going on at school, and they would be like, oh my God, that's like so wild. How we had this fight going on, that fight going on, and different stuff that we did. And they would be like, oh my God, like that really happened at y'all school? And in the Delta, stuff like that happens at all the schools. So we just thought that at every school, people got to fighting and,
Okay. Ain't happening count on you.
Yeah, we just thought that at every school people got to fighting and folks were selling drugs and folks were cussing out teachers and
lean on me.
I don't think
fights after school and stuff like that.
I don't think I ever saw, and this might sound crazy, well, not crazy. I don't think I ever saw a teacher for the most part get. Now we might have disagreed with the teachers for like on an opinion about something. In my whole time in school, I don't think I ever saw a teacher get talked back to. Like, I'm being dead serious. I don't think that happened.
Man, I don't think I can go a class period without getting talked back to.
Oh no, I mean I see it down in the school system now that I'm a teacher. You got second graders that are talking back to you.
We talking about back in y'all days. I mean, it wasn't like that since I'm older than y'all. It happened. You had teachers fighting students. When I was in school, it doesn't happen. It didn't happen as much as it happens now, but it did occur. And Arthur, I don't know how much longer. I want to thank both of you because you two gentlemen are rarities, black male teachers. I can count on one hand how many I had teach me.
Well, I'll tell you, as a black male teacher, there's a reason for that. But
yeah, my father was a black male teacher. You know what I'm saying? So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I posted it. On Teacher Appreciation Week, some of his students, shared a picture of my father when he was young, saying how he inspired them with his teaching skills and his paddling skills. He called him Machine Gun Thomas. And so I was like, oh, that's my dad. And I was like, yeah, he used to hone his paddling skills on y'all So when I got in trouble, he tried to whoop me. And I hide when I could hide under a bed. I'd hide under a bed, so I couldn't have to worry about getting the machine gun. You know what I'm saying? So my dad was a excellent history teacher. But back to the nature of hand, I want to thank you two guys for choosing the profession that you guys chose. Because if I had not gone into IT, I probably would be a teacher myself. Matter of fact, whenever I do retire from IT, I do plan into going into teaching something, not IT, maybe history like my father, or maybe science or physical science or something. But I don't want to teach computers in school unless I just have to. But again, I want to thank you gentlemen for doing what you do.
Man, I'm going back selling dope.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Don't be saying that on air.
He's joking, JPS. If you see
No,
this,
I am
he's
not.
not serious.
No, I am not. That's why
He ain't trying to get you to lose your job in the pandemic, bro.
That's why we got.
Don't let the gun range. Don't let the gun range stuff fool you.
That's why we got teachers out here selling liquor on Instagram.
Oh my God.
That's actually a thing. That is actually a thing.
Teachers selling liquor.
Yes,
you know who
man.
it is, Jeremiah.
Oh, boy.
But anyway,
What's gonna be our parting thoughts tonight, man?
Okay, so parting thought tonight. Well, I always go last, so I'm gonna let Jeremiah go first.
Okay.
To Jerry and Jones. K, bye. I don't know. That's something else.
Well, I'm not gonna. I just want the young man to, if he wants to transfer, he's free to transfer.
Yeah.
If his team is welcoming him back, I'll have him back. But it's just, hey, this gave us something to talk about. Even if Arthur don't want to, this gave us something to talk about.
I ain't gonna say what I really want to say about him.
So, Arthur,
about who?
Jerry,
yeah.
that safety in the portal.
I about to say. All right, so you got anything that you wanted to add, guy? Derek?
Nah.
Okay, so
no, sir.
yeah.
You up, sir?
All right, so bad boy, baby. I ain't really got nothing to say. If I were gonna say something, I would say something about with this online dating. If they could do something about when you're searching for women to talk to, making sure that it's actually women, that would be great. Because I'm on here like Austin Powers, like that's not a woman, it's a man.
We're getting Randy, baby.
that ain't no woman. That's a man. I'm like,
it's stupid.
I'm like, knock it off.
Now you finna get me started.
Okay, number
That's one
two.
of my favorite movies, man.
Number two. How you gonna be on an online dating website talking about you not looking for anything? Like, come on, now. Like, stop, okay? Like, that don't even make no sense. Like, then one person was on there like, I'm married. I'm not looking for anything. Why are you on Tinder? Like, stop. Like, come on, now. You capped out. Anyway.
Oh, you telling too much of your business, bro.
That ain't my business, man. I'm a single black male. That's my that's my bag, baby. I can do that all I want to. So you know what I'm saying?
You're gonna get found out, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to see you on Snap somewhere, bro.
Hey.
My mama stay on the ID channel. I don't want to see black male Mississippi with shades on found after Tinder date.
Hey, man. Hey, no cap though. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy being on here with my real dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead and keep Stevie Wonder. Go ahead and do it. Go do Stevie Wonder shades on.
All right, with my boy Jeremiah, aka Jeremy, aka Moot, aka that's it. And my boy Derek Thomas, aka DT. You know what I'm saying? AKA AKA No Source.
Oh, why you doing, my man?
Okay. All right, but yeah.
You know what? Hey, my source came right, and I was right though. Ha! So now
that issue was a coincidence.
He back on offense.
Hey,
so now, regardless
check
of what
this out.
happened, he back on offense. So
hey, check this out. A broken clock is right twice a day. You feel me?
You didn't have no
I'll
source.
take it.
So, why are you doing this to me, Jared? Why do I always ask you for your source? All right. So,
At least you
so
can laugh about
anyway,
it now.
all right. So, I would say praise the Lord, go Dogs, but much like that safety up north, he turned out to be a turncoat. So, in its place, I just say, wait, hold on. I ain't got no collar on today. I can't even pop my collar because I ain't got no collar. But yeah, K-Bye.